TEW 2016, the branding solution, and we are here on Monday Night Raw, the night after Vengeance, to see the fallout from that pay-per-view. We will go through some of the results once we finish the pre-show, just not to spoil everything. In the pre-show I've gone for a lot of tag team matches because I just want to give some of my guys a few more matches, basically. So we have Rowan and the Ascension picking up a victory. We have some of the usuals, a few of the NXT guys, or the real rookie guys, being used as jobbers. One of my newest signings was John Cree, and I'd never actually used him. And I thought, well, he looks like a big guy, so he should be quite good against Luke Harper. I was wrong, but it's still a plus 50 match. Luke Harper got a big victory, which was needed. We then had Justin Gabriel and the Ring Kings picking up a win, with Justin Gabriel being the highlight of the performance. A solid 50 is all we really required out of this. We then move on to Pentagon Jr. defeating Leo Rush. I have signed Leo Rush, and I've recently learned that he is actually quite a big name, so he will potentially be one of the first ones to get a call-up and a picture. But I already said a few episodes ago, there shouldn't be any call-ups for the next couple of months unless there's any sudden departures, and there could be one sooner than I had imagined. We have Baron Corbin, Biff Busick, Titus O'Neil and Carlito picking up a victory. All solid throughout those four, nearly all around, averaging 50 we'll say. And Carlito improved, so that's good to see. It's never going to be great, any of these matches. Sawyer Fulton and Trevor Murdoch keep moaning about not being called up, so I thought I'd see if they do actually have the chemistry as a tag team. They don't, so I'm not worried. And I gave Angelo Dawkins and R-Truth a much needed victory for both their characters. And in the final four-way match, I have Apollo Crews, Darren Young, Swagger and John Morrison picking up a victory. As you can see, Morrison and Swagger and Apollo are all in the 60s. The rest, a mixed bag on the heel team. Darren Young, we're going to try a little something with him, but the thing is you need to kind of send him away to really do anything with him now. And my main event as a pre-show, it's not the greatest match. Dalton Castle defeated Ty Dillinger. I kind of forgot that I was going to push Dalton Castle, and he did well in a rumble. So did Ty Dillinger, being injured, so I need to have him just brought back. We'll see. There's any sort of rivalry there. Now we go into the main event, or the main show, and my god, Bray Wyatt starts the show. He is demanding he gets his rematch because the Demons came after him last night. Because Dean Ambrose and Big E attacked him pre-match, even though they were chased off, and Triple H then distracted him for Kevin Owens to steal the title off him. And the other reason was that Bray is injured and I didn't want him carrying the title injured. But Triple H comes out with Kevin, with Dean Ambrose, with Big E. And they surround Bray Wyatt like they're going to do the same beatdown as before. But when the lights go out, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan are all in the ring, ready for the fight. And Triple H just turns to them and says, well, Seth, you've got to deal with your own match later tonight. And I don't want to see anyone getting involved, because that is why we have this match. Remember, Seth, if you can't beat Dean and Big E, you won't be in no Money in the Bank ladder matches. So your easy cash-in, your easy title change isn't going to happen. You're going to have to work for it. So yeah, we're going to just do that for now. We're keeping it quite simple. Yeah, I'll keep it that. More comes out later during the night. Now I kind of spammed a few more of the Intercontinental title qualifying matches in this row. So I've got about 5 or 6 matches because I want to try and get through it quicker. Only because I feel I don't want to waste the big talent in matches either. They just had their show last night, so we're going to let some of the talent who didn't get a chance to have a few matches as well here. So Jay Lethal defeats Pete Dunne to advance to the next round. Jay Lethal reckons that he hasn't had much of a chance to shine. And it's going to be his chance to come out of his show and look to become the Intercontinental Champion. To which Luke Harper and John Morrison come out, and they are facing each other later in this first round, but not tonight. And they state their claim, saying, "Well, you've barely won a match, Jay, and I've been dominant in Harper's perspective." Morrison says, "I've come so close so many times. I was the man who took the US title off Rusev." So, yeah, we've got a few in the mix that are quite good. I just did this to give Enemy State yet another victory. They're really trying to get them up so they could be contenders within the next few months. So nothing fancy there. They then cut a promo reckoning that they could be tag champions, which Certified G's come out and say, "You ain't going to be tag champions. First of all, we're having our rematch at Backlash." And the Bucks come out and says, "Sure, have your rematch. We don't need to worry about you. We're the best tag team on Monday Night Raw now." So we already are going to put that in. It's happening then. Enemy State is just putting them with some big names just to see if we make them a little bit more popular, and we'll go from there. We then had Big Kaz picking up a win over Ryback. We have to give Big Kaz a little tester as a single start if we do decide whether we want to ever split the Certified G's up. Ryback, I put on a pay-per-appearance contract, and someone else has already started sniffing around him. I'm not that worried if he wants to go and do that pay-per-appearance. He wants it written somewhere else. He can go. I'm not going to sit and cry. So I put this one just in case it happens sooner than I thought. And that's what I mean by someone maybe heading off sooner than I wanted. I planned. Jinder Mahal then comes out and says he is still your TV champion. And he wants a new challenger. And Alex Riley, Titus O'Neil, Bo Dallas, Darren Young and Kurt Axel all state their claim, saying that they should be given a chance. Which I think is fair enough. And that is going to happen next week. We're going to have a 5-way match to pick the new #1 contender. And just to continue this, Xavier Woods defeats Alex Riley, but Titus O'Neil distracted Alex Riley. So yeah, we got Woods through to the next round. Riley, he deserves a chance, and it worked well enough. Now the Miz comes out and says, "Look, I retained my title yet again, proving I can beat this Dolph Ziggler fella. And you've made a whole tournament to see who I should face next. What I think I should do is I should just have a few weeks, maybe months off, while we look for me to have a real contender." Now which Dolph Ziggler interrupts and says, "You know what, Miz? I'm tired of your ambitious shouting. You cheated to beat me last night. And I've got a proposal for you. Me, you, Backlash. The winner, it becomes the Intercontinental Champion and goes into the Money in the Bank ladder match. The loser probably won't even have a match at Money in the Bank. What do you say about that? Because this is going to be your only way to get into Money in the Bank." So we're going to do one more match between these two. They got an 88 for their match. It was phenomenal. And I did sort of put my own stumbling block in by doing this Intercontinental tournament, where I kind of have to have him have one challenger for a couple of months. Backlash is 6 weeks away, so we should be near the end of it. I would like to potentially be doing the final on that pay-per-view, but we'll see. And these two are going to have yet another match. They work really well together. It will be their last encounter though. The winner goes into Money in the Bank. Putting together just a few tag teams, we have American Alpha and the Usos losing to DIY and the Shining Stars, when Ryback and Griffiths attack the Usos. Now, we've done this just to continue other little storylines, and it probably should have been Samson. Never mind. I think it works. The whole roster here is pretty much the same level, so I'm happy with everything that happened there. Triple H then comes out and says, well, we've got one match planned for next week, but you know, at Backlash, I made a deal with Randy, and I'm going to honour that deal. He's going to have his title match against Roman Reigns. It's as simple as that. No one's going to argue with me. I'm the boss. Randy will get the job done and be taking that title off Reigns, because that beast Brock Lesnar couldn't get the job done. I'm going to have to turn to the Viper. So we're going to have that match, title match. It kind of works for where I want to go with other angles. So yeah, we're going to stick with that. And in another qualifying match for the Intercontinental, Kofi Kingston won in a great match against Del Rio. So he's advanced to the next round. And Kurt Angle was seen having an interview with Chris Jericho, talking about what happened last night. Why did he attack Roderick Strong after beating him, after losing to him even? And then what was that when he went into Triple H's office? Has he joined the Authority? And Kurt Angle doesn't really want to answer. He just sort of shrugs, looks at Jericho, and walks off. And yeah, so we're just toying with the idea that we're not really sure where Kurt's going with this. We have ideas, but we want to just say that Kurt is a bit of a heel. I'm going to try and not use these two as much, but I'm using Roderick to get a bit of a rub off them. And in another one, these small qualifying ones, this one, Rich Swann won. I tried to calm the crowd down with this. I picked Swann over Bo Dallas because I think he needs a couple of matches for this tournament. He could even win the next round with who he's facing, or one of the two he's facing. So, yeah, I always said I want some surprise packages. Neither of them are that great. So, yeah, we'll see which one can go further, or how far Rich can go. Triple H then announces that Kevin Owens will face Bray Wyatt next week on Monday Night Raw, but it will be Bray Wyatt's last chance at the title. Yeah, I think that's good. I need him to have a rematch. I didn't want to throw it in this show. Put it on next week's, and then the outcome can lead to them booking to Backlash. And in the main event, Big E and Dean Ambrose defeat Seth Rollins with a big ending when Kevin Owens distracted Seth Rollins, and not enough selling being shown. I'm going to guess that's Big E, because I'd imagine Rollins and Ambrose are pretty good at that. It's a great main event. Rollins is officially out of Money in the Bank, and they go to beat him down, but Finn Balor comes and saves the day, and Triple H is just seen staring down at it, not looking happy. He is fuming, and he announces, this is kind of added on, he announces, I warned you, Finn, do not interfere. You and Seth will face Dean and Big E at Backlash. The winner, if you and Seth win, you, only Finn, can go into the Money in the Bank match. If Dean and Big E win, they're in the Money in the Bank match. Now that's what you get for interfering in my business, son. And we end the show with an 84. So that's really good. We've toyed up. We've got 6 weeks to plan the booking for Backlash, and we've already got a tag team title match, a world title match, and a big tag team match between those. So yeah, I'm happy with where things are going. So we're going to end this bit and head back to the main screen and have a look at a few bits and bobs. And we are back to the main screen. Let's read some news. We have a death that I don't actually know. Sorry if it's somebody truly well known. I swear he's in NXT. It looks bad that he's been injured. Yes, he's a mid-carder. Physical injury. No, it's a 6-day injury. I don't see the point in giving me news updates on 6-day injuries. To be honest, we know these shows are quite weak. I took most of the talent as well, which didn't help. Well, it's okay. I'm happy with where that went. For decisions, we just have Neville renewing his contract. Simple stuff. And on the news, yeah, as I said, Murdoch's been complaining, and the commentators moaning they're not going to come up. Simple as that. They're not ready. If we jump to storylines, there's nothing overly spoilery here. We can see we're pretty solid. Those three. Week. Another solid one, and another solid one. And the tag titles are even good as well. So I'm happy that Raw has some really hot storylines going on. If we just check if that helped. We went to Northeast, not really. We can see that we are going downhill, but it's not the worst. We're comfortable with where we are. As I say, Roman's gone up, which is good. Sasha staying there. Picky's back on. Lance Rush and Rocky Romero off Raw. And we've taken all the Raw ones off there, which I'm happy with. I was just going to go back to this and look at popularity. If I look just by the US, which I think is going to be quite important. Just the US. Daniel Bryan is suddenly the most over guy, and I'm not sure how he's leapfrogged everyone. He's in like tag team matches at best. And Brock and Roman are all the same. We can see Rusev and Randy Orton's right back up there. Punk, Seth Rollins. I want the Miz back up to an 86. That's incredible, really. I didn't know we could have him get that quickly up. Bray Wyatt's doing well, but he's going to start slipping. Cena is worryingly low. We have Dean Ambrose, Big E. Kurt Angle's come back up, I think. Asuka is now the most popular female wrestler. That worked really well, putting her with Charlotte then. Then Sasha and Bayley. Charlotte's not even on the top page anymore. Just slightly worrying. They're not like falling away good. But to see her slip that far down. I know she went on a bit of a losing streak, didn't she? Let's be honest. But she's crashed. She had a little injury which barely got seen used. So we're going to have to really rebuild her. Even Finn Balor's come on leaps in the last month. Since we started using him in these big storylines. See that we struggled to get him up. We've thrown him in these big storylines through April when he's nearly in the mid-70s, so I'm really happy with that. Becky's gone down. This is what happens when you take a few punts on like smaller rivalries, I think. As we can see, like Paige, I don't get how Asuka's gone so high though. So apparently she is the most popular woman in my company. As you can see, we started, that's what we bumped her up to, 62. And she's gone up 20 on her own. That's the WrestleMania match. And then retaining that title. I may need to take that title off her. And she may be considered somebody for the main show sooner or later. As you can see, we are strong all the way through. Consistent selling, all good. Yeah, so we're happy with that. But it is surprising to see her at number 1 for the women's brand. And The Miz, we'll just check how far he's come. Sami Zayn has crashed, I believe, as well off here. He's actually got an A in Hawaii. So he's 2 pay-per-views and he's gone up. Nearly trebled in stuff. Not trebled, but 20 plus in nearly everywhere. Well, that's good to see. I wanted to rebuild The Miz. I need to start rebuilding others again by the looks of it. He's not crashed as much as I thought. I think he was up to the 80s when he got, I think, pretty much the same as what he was. Okay, that's good then. It is worrying to see other ones going the other direction. I know I've been pushing against Dolph. And the other big one, just to check, is Nakamura's not as high as I'd hoped. Kofi was going to see how far he's gone down, and it looks worrying as well. When he was champion, it's only about 10. We can rebuild that. So that is going to actually end this episode. We'll be back with SmackDown next time, but for now, thank you for watching.